is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop, Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man.
Good afternoon to you, everyone, at the start of a new week of The Real Issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer. The program is weekdays, Monday to Friday, holidays accepted, none of weekends, from 12:30 until 2 p.m. on Real FM radio that serves you on the dual frequencies of 91.3 for the North and 91.5 South. We're also simulcasting on MBC Television, channel 120 on the Flow Cable TV service. We are on Facebook Live and we're also streaming live on YouTube. My companion as technical operator in the studio is again Jaquan Joseph, Alton Jaquan Joseph to be precise, and I hope him and yourself and everyone had a good weekend, that you stayed safe, that you came out in one piece, and that you are ready to, face another week with all its challenges, but also with all its opportunities and all its conquests and accomplishments that await you. All right, we heard in our lunchtime news at midday that I think there was an accident where a child was hit somewhere in Bexar in the vicinity of the service station, and that child had to be taken to hospital, and this comes shortly after we had an incident with a motorcycle plowing into, at first we heard two, but then we heard it was three students of the Camille Henry Memorial School at the corner of Lance Road and the John Compton Highway, the part that we call the stretch. Well, I have with me on the phone, and I want to start today's program to say that maybe a lot more of this sort of thing is happening, and we are just not hearing about it, because a mother who is facing her own set of challenges with her health and otherwise had to deal with an ordeal which was really piling on the misfortune that she was facing when sometime last month she got news that her young daughter had been hit on a pedestrian crossing somewhere in the middle of Castries. It has created a lot of difficulties for her, with all the bills that you have to deal with, and apparently it was a very bad crash that caused quite a lot of injury to the child. But I'll allow her to tell her own story about the parts, the difficulties that she had, and now on top of it all, she's had to hire a lawyer to handle the case for her, so you probably can understand the sort of complications that it involves. Let me say good afternoon, welcome with all my full sympathy for what you're going through to Cindy Alexander. Good afternoon to you. Hello? Hi, Cindy, are you there? Hello? Hi, Cindy, can you hear me? Well, don't tell me she cold feet on that one. Let me see. Did she skip on me? She was on the phone. All right. Let me see. She's calling back. Lord have mercy. What's going on there? Yeah, hi. Cindy, are you there? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, Cindy.
I was trying to get service.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, so are you able to do the interview now?
Yes, I can do it. Let me see if I have full bars. Because I'm not where I live in. So let me see. Okay, I have some service there.
All right. So I've done the introduction already. Can you tell us your story about what happened on a date last month, May 2024, when I think you received a call or a message regarding your young daughter?
Okay, it was on the 17th of May. I got some calls. Person said, well, when I got the calls, person said that my daughter was hit on the pedestrian crossing. But when I came on the scene, she was already rushed to OKE hospital. On arriving there, I realized she had a wound with blood gushing out, and I realized her leg was deformed.
Wow.
So she was admitted to the children's ward. Further, I think on the 5th day, I realized she had the other knee, she had the other leg, then he was hurting a lot. So when I told the doctors that they did an x-ray, and then they realized her other leg, her kneecap is broken.
So she had broken broken bones in both legs. Is that what you say?
Both legs.
In addition to a head injury that you said was showing.
She had no head injury.
Okay.
She had no head injury.
So why did you see her head look deformed?
Not her leg.
Her leg. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Her limb.
So she had a broken leg and basically a broken knee or something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She had major surgery on the 24th of May. She have 2 back slabs. She's unable to walk at the moment. She's confined to her bed. While she was at the hospital,
is she still at the hospital or she's been discharged?
No, she's home. She's discharged.
Okay.
She was sent home. She spent 10 days at the hospital.
Okay.
So
all right. So she's home. Yeah, go ahead. And you were saying while she was at the hospital, something?
While she was at the hospital, she was having a lot of nightmares. She was screaming. She was seeing flashes of the accident, and she was quarreling. She was very aggressive. I've never seen that kind of behavior. And she was like, "Mommy, I did the right thing. I went on the pedestrian crossing, and I still get knocked." And she's crying until the nurse had to give her something in her IV to calm her down because she just did surgery and she was behaving so bad. So after that, she was referred to the wellness center. She saw the doctor there, and they said she's going through a depression. And they referred her for counseling. Since from then she's home, it has not been easy. Every night she gets up, she cannot sleep at night. She's crying every night that she's seen multiple accidents of all range, everywhere.
This is sounding almost like a description of post-traumatic stress when soldiers come from war and like they're still hearing bombs and bullets and feeling like they're still on the battlefield. Wow.
Yes. And then until she asked, she said, why don't she get her coffin instead? Then rather she have to be in all that pain. And then she's saying a lot of things like she's tired of life, she's fed up. She cannot walk because she's a child who is very active. And at the moment she's confined to her bed. It's a month plus. She's on her bed right now. And she's in Pampers, which is, I think it's embarrassing for her, the fact that, she could have used the washroom and she cannot anymore because she's wearing Pampers.
Wow.
And she's only 9 years, so it's really hard for her. Knowing the fact she came from school and she never reached home because she was hit on the pedestrian crossing.
Let me ask you this. Since that accident, what has really happened? Can you give us your account of your interactions, if you care to? I suppose the police got involved. It was investigated. What other interactions have you had? Are you able to tell us anything about the police? What they have been able to tell you in terms of their report? The driver, have you had any interaction with him? And I'm sure you're facing some expenses. So what arrangements for compensation or support do you have? I mean, please just tell us your story with as little interruption from me.
Okay, with the police, when I last spoke to it was on the 24th of May. She said to me she have not gone back on the scene. She's not able to provide a report as yet because she have not gone back on the scene, and then my daughter might have to come back on the scene to show her exactly where she was standing when the vehicle hit her. From then I have not interacted with her since the 24th of May. So, but when you've
received no visit, no call from the police to say, okay, we want to have a second conversation with you, or this is what has happened, or we are going to charge the driver, or anything like that. Okay.
Nothing so. From the 24th, that was the day my daughter was that's the day my daughter got discharged. That was the last time I spoke to her.
So we're talking about a whole month because today is the 24th of June.
Yes.
Right.
So I have not heard anything about what's going to happen, nothing like that.
What about the driver? Did you get any interaction with the driver? Was there any acceptance of responsibility?
Okay, with the driver, when the accident happened, he came to the hospital and he was just saying, it's my fault. It is his fault.
So he accepted fault in the matter.
Yes, he said it's his fault. It's his fault. It's not her fault. And she had her phone. Her phone was broken, was damaged, and then he purchased a phone for her. Her glasses. She had just received a new glasses, and then I think part of the glasses got a little damaged. And he compensated her for the glasses.
So he replaced the phone and the glasses, okay?
Yes.
What about your medical bills? I don't know what they are, but how have you been able to manage? Because I understand you have your own challenges here.
Yes. Okay. So on the medical bills, the medical bills at the hospital, the driver paid for her medical bills at the hospital. But after that was the last thing from him. That was on the 20. She was discharged on the 24th. The 24th, no, she was discharged on the 27th. And that's the day I last spoke to the police, on the 27th. So it's on the 27th, he paid the hospital bill, and then he called me. He said he wanted to come over to see the child, but my daughter doesn't want to see him because of what she's going through. She said she doesn't want to see the child.
Okay.
So I told him, I sent a message to him. I told him, right now we are going through a lot of pain and suffering, and we don't want to see anybody at the moment. This is the exact message that I sent to him. And then from there, he messages every morning, and he would say, good morning, how y'all do? Good morning, hope y'all, wishing y'all speedy recovery, and that's it every morning. But it have 3 days now, he have not said anything, message or say anything.
So from what I gather, he has demonstrated a degree of concern and care and that's and compassion and so on. But what the expenses that he has met, I don't know, have they been sufficient? Because I would assume that there's a lot of aftercare of X-rays and scans and all of that.
Sometimes for the week, I have to bring that child. Like last week, she went out 3 times on the ambulance, on a private ambulance, and I have to pay them. So she went to the health center because she has to dress the wound. So I had to pay the ambulance, of course. The day after she went, she was having a lot of pain with both of her limbs. So I had to bring her to the hospital. I brought her to the hospital, and then she had an appointment at the wellness center. So of course that's another ambulance because they are using the stretcher because she cannot walk. So every time she have to leave, I have to pay the ambulance. Tomorrow she have an appointment at Tapio, so of course I have to pay the ambulance and I have to pay the fees. Tomorrow the fee she have to pay at Tapio, I have to pay for it. And it's coming from my end.
Cindy, you mentioned it coming from your end. I don't know if you're a very private person, but it's my understanding that your end has its own challenges because you yourself are not too long coming out from some major surgery for something very serious. You have your own set of struggles that you. Do you care to tell us about this? I understand it probably involves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when we came back home, we were not able to go at our house because where we live. We don't have proper road in there, so it's far from the main road, so vehicles cannot access. So right now, as we speak, I am renting. When I have my own house, right now I have to rent to accommodate my daughter.
And if you don't mind my saying, I'm told that you were not too long a patient of something as serious as brain surgery or something like that, brain tumor, whatever.
Yes, I have not done the surgery.
But you are struggling with something as serious as a brain tumor.
I'm still going through the process. Yes, I have a brain tumor. I'm still going through the process. I'm supposed to travel this month to see the doctor because I don't get care in St. Lucia. I get care in Martinique. And I'm not able to travel because of my daughter. And because of all the nightmares and everything she's having, she wants me to be there with her closely. So I have to be there.
But you sometimes it's unavoidable that you have to leave the house and she's there. So does that mean that you also have to get or pay somebody to care for her?
Every time I leave the house, I have to pay somebody
to stay there with her.
So what I do, I try to see how I can get everything done so that I don't have to be. So I limit my time going up and down, so I can always be home with her.
Okay, wow. So how are you managing? What kind of help, what kind of support are you getting? Because this sounds to me like it's something that's almost overwhelming.
Okay, well, it's from now it's support from my husband and myself because I have a shop, so I had to try to sell some of the stuff so that I can able to assist also. Because at the moment my daughter needs all assistance she can get at the moment. And she have surgery to do to remove because she have metal in the leg, so she have to do surgery to remove it. I'm not sure when. They have not given me the date yet, but she have an appointment next month. So next month I would know what's the cost of the surgery and when is the surgery will begin. And then I think from there she'll be doing therapy and all of that.
The level of expense that your daughter's accident has caused. Do you believe that even the driver is compassionate and he's sincere and so on, that will be enough for him to deal with this on an out-of-pocket goodwill basis? Do you now see that maybe this won't cut it?
No, I don't see that at all. No. I don't see that at all because there is a lot of damage.
So let me ask you this: was there any talk about insurance at any point? I know vehicles are supposed to be insured and so on.
Okay, when the police came, to be honest with you, the police didn't tell me anything about if he was insured, what's his insurance. The police didn't give me that kind of information.
But the police have his information in terms of name, registration, all of that.
The police have
but you're saying there's been no talk of insurance or compensation, that if you are to get any help from him, it's going to come out of the goodwill, out of pocket thing?
Okay, so what he said to me, I said to him, I told him, why can't you use your insurance? And he said to me, insurance takes a lot of time. And then he said something about premium goes up.
Premium, his premium goes up.
Yeah, he said something like that to me, and he said he would rather to pay the child medical expense on his own rather than dealing with the insurance.
Wow, so he's concerned about his no claim premium and all that sort of thing. Do you now believe that you probably made a mistake in dealing with him on this one-on-one basis or so on, or is it that at the time you felt you had no choice, you needed the help so much that you went that way? Do you feel that you did the right thing or you made a mistake? How do you now feel looking back?
I wouldn't say that because at the time when the incident happened, the things that he did that was damages he caused, because the child had her cell phone, she had her glasses,
Mm-hmm.
and the bill, I didn't ask him to pay the bill. He went on his own to pay the hospital bill.
So he kind of won your confidence.
Yes.
But it's a while you said that he seemed to have just dropped off the radar. He seemed to have disappeared.
When the thing happened, it was just like 10 days we spent at the hospital, and 10 days that guy was in contact with us, and that was it. We did not receive anything after the hospital bill was paid. That was it.
Have you tried to call him, and does he answer his
No.
phone? Does he call
No,
back?
I have never called him. Never called him.
So then he's just simply now dropped off the radar, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. This is very. So where does it go from here for you? I mean, are you going to
Okay,
pursue the matter in court? Are you going to try to whatever
Well,
it is?
for now, I still deciding on how I should handle it. But I'm just trying to take care of my daughter, because right now that's the most important thing I need at the moment for my daughter to have her speedy recovery. And she's going through a very hard time at the moment.
There are some people, though, it is said that if ever there is a situation, whether it is of your dog bites their child or them and so on, or you knock them, and they come to this kind of goodwill, agreement with you that you take care of things, but then somebody talks to them and tells them, hey, you let him get over it so easy, you should take him to the cleaners, and then they press and they make demands and demands and demands. Let me ask you very, very straight up. Is there any possibility you believe that the driver may be afraid that if he continues to engage with you directly, that you might be the type of person who tries to, milk and cream everything that you can from him? Do you think he may have that fear?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
That have you dealt with him in a way in terms of being demanding that he may try to flee? Okay.
No, never. But what happened from the time of when everything happened, in the same week when my daughter was at the hospital, that is when he came to compensate her for what he did, for her stuff that he damaged, her personal items.
So you have no way of knowing whether he feels that he's done enough?
I don't know at the moment, because like I said, I don't call him, he don't call me. So we don't interact with each other.
Okay. What about yourself? How have you been feeling, given the seriousness of what you're facing and so on? Has it affected you in terms of your own ability?
Yes.
To
yes,
keep.
It is.
Yeah. Tell us about yourself. How this has affected you? Yeah.
Okay. So currently, like I said, I have a shop. The shop is now closed because I'm unable to be at the shop to take care, to manage my business, because I have to. And I have to be with my daughter, because my daughter cannot walk. My daughter is partially disabled at the moment. So which means that I'm not able to make any source of income because of that situation.
Okay.
This situation have put me in a lot of expense, because I'm renting house right now where I don't have to rent house. I'm renting house to accommodate my daughter. I have Pampers to buy, all the Pampers. I have ambulance to pay all the time, back and forth.
Who has reached out to you Who has reached out to you in this time of difficulty? Is there anybody that you can acknowledge? The school where your daughter attended?
The school have reached out to. The school have reached out to me. The school have reached out to me. They'll be sending her teacher send schoolwork to her. And this morning the parliament representative reached out to me.
Okay. Wow. Who's the parliamentary representative? Can you tell us?
Honorable Joachim Henry.
Also, you do reside on whatever in his constituency, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Castries Southeast.
All right. Well, this is quite apt, because he is also the minister responsible for equity, empowerment, and social justice. So to try to, I do hope that you have more who are reaching out, and maybe on the real issues at some point, if we can get to an arrangement, perhaps we can do some kind of telephone fundraising to help. I'm not promising that, but I'm just saying, if that would be okay, it's maybe one of those things that we can think about. It's my understanding that your daughter is only 9 years old, so this is obviously a very difficult, very challenging time for her.
Yes.
I do wish her speedy and complete recovery. and yourself, that the stress of this thing will not weigh upon you and worsen the already serious condition that is challenging you. All right?
Okay.
Anything further from you, Lindy, that you want to say before you leave? I appreciate the time. Yeah.
Just one thing I need to say, like the drivers, they need to be more cautious, because where my daughter got hit, Jeremy Street, this is a busy street where Anglican train access, Monday train access, Methodist, and most of the secondary schools going to the north.
Are you talking about Jeremy Street near the intersection of Darling Road there, that area there?
No, opposite the taxi stand right there.
All right, okay. Well, I think it's the same place we're talking about, basically, almost, the taxi stand is on the other side of the road.
Yeah,
and it's a very busy, very, very busy place. You're right, yes.
Yeah, and and knowing that she went to school and she was hit like after 3, like because the ambulance came to pick her at 3:44, so which means that accident maybe took place about 3:20 or something. So she just left school. So I'm just saying that drivers, they need to be more cautious when they driving, especially when approaching a pedestrian crossing, because right now my daughter don't feel safe anymore to go on a pedestrian crossing, because she felt that's where it's safe for her, and this is what happened to her. She ended up with 2 broken limbs. So for her, she don't trust the pedestrian crossing, and she don't even want to go to school anymore on her own. So which of course would be an additional expense, because right now she was going to school by herself, and now I have to maybe get a vehicle or get somebody to bring her to school every day now.
What type of vehicle was it? Was it a tiny vehicle, a huge vehicle? I mean, a pickup truck, a minivan, or something?
I think it's a pickup, new pickups.
Wow.
A new pickup.
So
I think it was a new pickup.
SUV must be quite robust.
No, not a SUV.
Okay.
But I forget them. It starts with H. I forget the name. Yeah?
Okay, all right. Okay, probably not very important. I was just trying to think of, a Hilux or something. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, this is a fairly huge vehicle to hit a 9-year-old girl and so on, and thankfully that in that area, unless someone is extremely reckless, it's not possible, I think, for them to be driving as fast as we see them doing in some areas. But even a light bump from a vehicle like that on the human body can be extremely damaging. So I can understand the trauma.
Very painful for at the moment.
Yes.
Very, very, very painful.
Yes.
Very painful. And the fact she cannot go outside, she cannot play. And the thing about her, she loves school. And
Yes.
she wants that physical appearance at school, and not that sending work for her. That's not what she wants. She wants to actually.
She wants to interact with her fellow students and have fun at school like she used to.
Yeah, the day of MSc exams, she had to write MSc exams the following week. She cried so much. She was crying a lot because she had prepared. She did her SBA. They were doing SBAs at the school, prepared them for that exam, and she was prepared to write that exam, and she was not able to do it because she just had surgery, and she was crying a lot. Today I think today they're supposed to start exams today or tomorrow, and she's not even there to get a mark for her food term exam.
Okay. Cindy Alexander, once again, thank you very much. I'm sorry to hear of the ordeal that your daughter is going through, and by extension yourself. I wish you the very best, and we'll stay in touch.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
This is The Real Issues. Let's take a break, and when we come back, if you want to call, as soon as you want to call, people have been telling me some nice words that the reason they don't call is that they so enjoy listening to me that they absorb so much. I'm not buying that, even if it's true. This is what the program is supposed to be, an interactive. I've given you all a vieille habitude of talking my way through too much, so you all, get lazy, and you don't want to, play your part in getting things energized around here. This is going to change. It's already changing. Don't go away. Real Issues is on.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real Issues, 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway. Call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Clans Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758-453-7458.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to and staying with the real issues at the start of another week. Today is Monday, the 24th of June, 2024. Now, the telephone lines are open for your calls. There's a lot more that I want to talk about, but maybe I need to learn how to suppress it and to allow more time for you to come and to express yourself, especially after a weekend. So 724-7325. That's the number of the WhatsApp line, 758-724-7325. You can WhatsApp call us on that. And you can also call us on the landline number direct, 4533-911. So, the cricket, what's there to say about it? It looks like Antigua did not deliver the kind of good fortune that many of us were hoping for, praying for, expecting that the West Indies would have pulled through. After all, South Africa, West Indies had just not too long ago faced them in a bilateral T20 three-game series, and the West Indies blew them away, without, it seems, breaking a sweat. 3-0 in that thing. So you thought the West Indies came into that with a psychological advantage and being masters of the game more than South Africa could ever hope. Well, South Africa managed to see off the West Indies after there was a revision of the total under the Duckworth-Lewis method for rain interruption. So South Africa having to chase down a reduced total over just 17 overs or thereabout. And you just get the feeling that in the last two games, the West Indies, the batting was a little overcautious. It was a little tepid. It was like they didn't want to go all out and to use up their remaining wickets and overs, by just going flat out for it. I don't know what's it. West Indies only 180 against England, 180 for 4. They still had 6 wickets left or whatever it was, and you felt they could have put on some more runs. And to me, it's the same thing that when West Indies have to be chasing runs or they have to be putting runs on the board, they need to be a lot more aggressive. They need to be a lot more, let's go all out for it and so on. And in the end, with just 5 balls to spare, South Africa losing 7 wickets. And it's not for want of effort. I have to say, in the fielding and bowling side, West Indies, after a period where they were expensive, they really came back showing determination. And at one time, you thought they were going to pull through. They were going to pull it off. But, again, Duckworth-Lewis, just not enough time and overs and balls left to do it and so on. The catching, the bowling, this Roston Chase guy, Alzari Joseph and the others, they held it together. So one cannot say that they didn't put out a good effort. Maybe it came too late. But it's a situation now where the home team has been sent home, So now it's looking more like a T20 World Cup that the big guns are going to be. And what's that I mean? Afghanistan gave Australia, a blow. But we have a call on the line. I didn't realize that. Sorry about that, caller. Good afternoon. Real issues.
You're lucky.
Hello.
Just very lucky. Good afternoon.
Hi, caller. Are you there?
Listeners.
Hello.
I'm there. Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm hearing you faintly. We'll bring up the volume. Just hold on. Yeah. Hi, caller. Are you there?
Hi, can you hear me, Shelton? Good afternoon.
All right, okay, I'm hearing you.
Okay, you're very lucky. I don't think another person would have waited on the line for so long.
What's that?
I don't think another person would have waited on the line for so long.
No, something is wrong. We're having a... Can we use this giant monitor there and keep the volume? All right, I don't know why, but tell me we... Yeah, all right, go ahead, caller.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, I'm hearing you better now, but you see, okay. I'm hearing you so loud that it's causing feedback.
Lucky it's me. Someone else wouldn't have waited on the line for so long.
Yeah, okay, well, it's you, and we're happy that it's you. Thanks for your patience.
Yeah, no problem. Like you, just like the match last night, I fell asleep in the balcony waiting on them to resume play.
Yes.
And at one point I got frustrated and I went to bed, and I just decided to check my computer just as I was going to bed, and I saw the match resume. Mm-hmm. But it was a nail biter, and I actually at one point I saw the hope of us winning that match. But unfortunately, the better of the two teams won that match.
Yes.
Albeit using the Duckworth method. I just want to call regarding your caller, and well, I should say for all intents and purposes your guest, who spoke about her situation with her daughter, and that is really, really, really sad, Shelton. Mm-hmm. But listening to the reasoning she says the gentleman gave for not going through his insurance, I find it ridiculous, because a human being is not a vehicle where it may be easier for you to diagnose and fix an issue, right? Especially in the case of a child, where, I mean, with having to undergo physical trauma of that nature, you never know what issues she may be experiencing down the line. I'm talking about in the short term, which may commence in the short term, some internal injuries and that kind of thing.
Yes.
And to have the mother's situation. But to me, I mean, you're a driver, there are other drivers listening, but to me, you pay your excess, and insurance covers a lot more. And it makes more financial sense to have to go for the insurance than to depend on my own disposable cash. You know, when there's uncertainties regarding the future of this child's health. So to me, it makes no sense to even say that you cover the medical expenses out of pocket, unless you are assured or you believe that nothing was wrong with the child.
Right.
Or the injuries were minor, not that life-threatening or not as serious as they appear to be now. On the second point, you mentioned the Jeremy Street, that same area where that incident took place. Shelton, this area remember that was among the first areas to get traffic lights in the city.
Yes.
And you remember that ad with the great George Fish Alford as Grandpa? I think I've mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Where they said that the pedestrian is always right. Now, listen carefully. I'm not saying this is what happened in the child situation. I'm just speaking in general about the absence of the rule of law being followed in that area. Because what you find in that ad, if you remember, Grandpa Fish lay down in the middle of the road, the pedestrian crossing, seeing the pedestrian is always right. And remember, we had pedestrian lights, we had driver's traffic lights, where the pedestrians are supposed to follow the light. So what we have found over the years has been happening, and that has been a prime example of that, people have chosen to just cross the road even when the pedestrian light is red, which is a serious problem we face there. I want to say it once again, I'm not saying this is the case with the child at all. I'm just speaking generally about the way that traffic light, that particular intersection, is being utilized by pedestrians and drivers. Because you find drivers, and sometimes I feel that way too, because I have to point to them and say that your light is red. And you feel like wanting to just drive through to say, but listen, I have the right to be. What is wrong with you? But you understand the implications of that type of behavior as a driver.
Yeah.
But Shelton, I think that the mother should seek legal advice where that is concerned. If it's a matter of even her going to the insurance company or the driver's insurance company to seek clarification on what can be done. Although insurance companies are sketchy as far as I can see. But but basically that's my contribution, Shelton.
Okay. Thank you very much. You know, I don't know. This thing about I prefer to pay it out of pocket because it will affect my no-claim premium, that sounds a little fishy to me. That is in fact what the driver said. And I mean, at the end of the day, does that driver really have insurance? And these are things the police should have been able to inquire into because they have the particulars. They're among the first things you investigate, You know, who is that vehicle insured with? Is that vehicle registered? What is the registration of the vehicle? Are certain things up to date? When was the last time the vehicle was inspected? Where is the inspection report for that vehicle? Might he have been driving it with brakes that are faulty? And yes, I know the frustrations that probably drivers can face with pedestrians and so on, that sometimes you wait patiently for the light to turn green, and as soon as it turns green and you press your accelerator, that's when somebody decides that they're stepping off the sidewalk and right in front of you. And I'm telling you, it's not a matter of you can't press your brakes again, but the person behind you sometimes may not see. And I know what it is like. It really startles and frightens you, in addition to the danger of whiplash and that sort of thing, where you can lose control because somebody slams into behind you and so on, and people don't care about lights. And that's why some time ago you heard me saying that in just the same way that drivers who break red lights and so on, they should be pulled up and so on, I think pedestrians who engage in this willy-nilly, reckless, don't care what the light says and so on, once in a while they should charge somebody for this, for the whole jaywalking thing. It's, we all involved as road users, and we all have to play our part. But I have to say, I see at that particular junction so much law breaking. Sometimes you're coming from the how would you call that? You would call that the eastern end, coming from the chaussee roadside. Do we have a call on the line? All right, you're coming from the chaussee roadside and you're going towards that pedestrian crossing, and you're waiting for the light to turn, and suddenly somebody comes from, you may be going to make a right turn and somebody breaks the light, and they, or they coming out, a whole lot of things. Sometimes there's a line of vehicles before the light, and you're never sure whether it is a line waiting for the light to change or people who have decided to park there so they can patronize the various vendors and whatever little market vibe that's going on there and so on. I mean, it's just sometimes so chaotic. Don't talk for when you're coming out of, the direction of the Conway roundabout, and you passing by the craft market, and you're about to cross Jeremy Street and to enter into Pena Street by the Printry area there and so on. My goodness me. People can see you crossing and they're still passing the road, and then you have to stop. And the thing is, you have to stop in an intersection. So then you become a problem, you in danger and so on. And you don't know, just the other day I was driving up there, and a young man apparently wanted to, to chat some schoolgirl, whatever. He's on a bicycle and he's coming in the opposite direction, and he's on the sidewalk and he's not looking because it's the girl. He's trying to stay on his bike and lean to kiss the girl, And, I'm driving up Pena Street in the proper direction, heading towards where KFC is at the junction there and so on, and you can turn towards the Minor Basilica. And he's coming in the opposite direction, which you're not supposed to come. And when I tooted him because he was about to hit my vehicle, because you should see the gesture, the way he waved his hand at me, and the kind of aggression. You never know in that situation, if he hits your vehicle and you talk too loud, whether you might not get stabbed. There are too many things happening that people need to be pulled up a little more. We have a call on the line. Good afternoon, Real Issues.
Yeah, good day, Shelton.
How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, yes. Well, I mean, it was really disappointing last night. Lose my sleep and everything for West Indies, they did not pull when it matters most. Yes.
Yeah, towards
I don't know. It's my opinion. I believe, they should not have dropped Johnson Charles, because Jono, his record, it was showing that he had a good record versus South Africa and Jamaica. So,
well, many of our own people in St. Lucia, anytime Johnson Charles scored less than 50. They're already calling for his head. They're calling for him. I've heard some brutal critics of John. And I'm saying, is Johnson Charles performing any worse than anybody else? When he performs, the guy's a high performer. The guy scores a lot of runs. The guy is a good fielder. All this kind of thing. But in St. Lucia, they really bad. Some people, they have brutalized Johnson Charles.
I honestly don't get it, because the other guy they brought to replace him. What was the difference? There was no significant difference whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to stop that thing. Before that we're calling for that. You have to give we're quick to put our own down, and it's very sad. Yes.
Well, let's hope that the English still around and so on. That our tourists,
yes.
Our tourist fortunes will be helped. Will be helped by that.
Western is already home. It's just unfortunate. I thought go to the second round.
Yeah, honestly, But
I really sympathize with the young lady after I heard the whole story with her daughter and whatnot. It's really sad, but yes, I just hope something comes through for her.
Yes. What did Afghanistan do to Australia?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah?
Exactly. Everybody was saying that was not possible. 14. Yes.
All right.
Yes. So we should take a page from that. Afghanistan, that is new. Yes. In the game, and watch what they did. It was like revenge.
Yes.
Yes, from last year. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Have a good one. All right. Yeah. Bye.
I'm telling you, on the road, I had two near misses last night and this morning. One of them was on the Millennium Highway just outside the OKEU Hospital, Millennium Heights Medical Complex. I just passed the roundabout and I'm heading down to go to the service station that is on the Millennium Highway, close to the lower Cicero, junction and so on. And I'm driving down and the road is clear. A line of vehicles is coming up towards the roundabout, and I am driving on the side that is as yet unpaved. So the vehicles coming up there on the side that is paved. So I've just hit the little dirt path and I'm going down. There's vehicles behind me are a good distance behind. And about a line of, say, about 5 vehicles is coming up from the south side heading up. And all of a sudden, I'm just seeing a vehicle heading straight for me. Minibus like. I can't tell you what it was, because at that time the panic and the evasive action, a guy decides right there he's going to overtake her. It seems so to me. I don't know. You can't really make sense of what's happening. And he's coming straight, and I'm saying, but wait. I can understand you took a chance where it was not visible, but if you know that little hill, a gentle incline, when you pass the Millennium, the OKU hospital roundabout going down that descent, there's no way anybody don't see you. You see each other because it's straight. When you go in through, it's fairly level. There isn't any humps or obstruction, so you're supposed to see somebody, and somebody is hurtling straight towards me, like they decide at that point to overtake. Now, if you overtake, you should see something coming, unless the person was on a phone or whatever, and they decide to overtake while they're on the phone. And I'm wondering, but what is going on? Why would somebody do that? In any case, you're overtaking, you're leaving the paved section to come on the unpaved section where there's loose, So luckily, the side of the road, the road verges and edge and so on, there's some space there. So I pulled out. But you could see the person struggling to get back, like they didn't realize what they were doing, and like they themselves were shocked to see they going straight. And I'm saying, but did that person lose control temporarily? Was that person looking at a phone or something and they didn't realize what they were doing? They were unaware. I tell you, it took a little while continuing my drive, and a little bit of self-talk, to tell myself, Shelton, okay, cool it, because you could feel your heart ready to leap out of your chest. And I had to say, I wonder if it's situations like that cause people to have heart attacks, because I was so stunned. I was really feeling, like when you feel your heart really pushing in your chest. I gave myself a little self-talk, and it seemed to help, and I quieted down and so on. But it was a panicky moment. The other one this morning, I happened to be going to town and decide, okay, let me go to Massey on the waterfront to get something that I just realized I need, kind of important, and so on. So I have come down Darling Road, made the right turn into the left dual carriageway of Jean-Baptiste Street, decide to go around the roundabout and then to come, and I will park somewhere in the region of in front of Massey. But as I make the roundabout, I see two lines of vehicle coming. One, of course, taking the right lane like they go into town, and I could see the left lane being led by a minibus. And just the speed he was coming with told me, Shelton, please stop. This guy has no intention of stopping. So I held back, and so said, so done. This minibus loaded with people. I am coming from his right. He's supposed to be the one to give way to me, give way to traffic coming from your right, And the guy came with that kind of speed and aggression, and his face is forward, and you could see this was somebody who's not even aware that he's supposed to stop. And I had to ask myself, how many of those people who are on the road, who are drivers, who have people's lives and safety and all of that in their hands, even understand things like the using of a roundabout? How many people out there as drivers, but they are not properly trained? How did they get their license? How were they, how do they, if you don't know how to use a roundabout, that is a recipe for you to kill yourself and kill people. If I had gone, he would have hit me broadside on my left. I could have slammed into his door, into his right side, whatever. Who knows the kind of magic au champ that would be there? But thankfully, I'm a defensive driver. I went to defensive driving course, class, whatever, and I took it seriously. And I have told myself, no matter how right I am, I'm going to drive defensively, because it's not worth it what goes into having an accident, all the up and down, all the wasted time and all this thing. It really is not worth it and so on. But it frightens me, the frequency with which, if it's not Shock Roundabout, it is that intersection, Sanssouci and John Compton Highway opposite the Fisheries Complex there and so on, where every time the light turns green, I go forward in a kind of a hesitant manner to take a look at what's coming from the Grosile side, from up, look down from town, because of the things I have seen happen there. Less so at the Sunny Acres roundabout, but I have seen it happen. People do not seem to know or care about the proper use of roundabouts. And what is the sense of putting something which is supposed to be a traffic management aid and facilitator to make traffic management better and so on, and if we are not going to pay heed to it at all, we're just going to do our own things? And that is a problem in our country. That is a serious problem in our country, not just with roundabouts. The kind of comments I am hearing and the kind of voices of protest and trying to raise dissent over what Minister Richard Frederick has been trying to do with the vending in the city, the whole chaotic thing. We have a situation where we don't seem to mind chaos as long as we don't have to find anything to change, In other words, deal with the chaos caused by others, but mind, leave it alone. Everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon of vending because they figure there is money to make for the tourists and the cruise ships coming in. They want to capitalize on that. The reason why Castries is a tourist attraction, it's a place where visitors want to come, is precisely because of the scenery, is precisely because it is well kept, the aesthetics of the city and that sort of thing. You want to come, you want to do vending, but the very thing that makes it attractive for tourists to come and to shop from you, you're destroying it at the same time. You have this kind of derelict, vending front and so on, facing the bay and all of that, and everybody want to just come and put up their little ramshackle thing, and it's looking distasteful, it's congested, it's crowded. Pedestrians don't have space to pass, they have to be going into the road, putting themselves in danger, and nobody must tell you anything. Once they do that, it's always a situation of Yopalapu Malay way, and they just trying, and when they need your vote, but don't worry, time longer than twine, they have to come back to you for your vote, and no, they big shot now, and they have everything, and they don't need people anymore, and it's like a minister, a government, a city council, the police must countenance this kind of chaos, this kind of making the city look ramshackle and derelict. It's almost like there is a ghetto that is being set up and that has been imported into Jeremy Street and Labrie Street, near our National Printery, near our Parliament buildings, near the heart of our commercial center, our cruise waterfront, even our Vendors Arcade and La Place Carénage, that you must allow people to come and everybody put their piece of block and just, come on people, come on. The other thing that is happening is people who have become a law unto themselves. They have a business in a certain place, they just go in and they put tires, I don't know where they're finding cones or pallets, and they're just demarcating their own parking. They put right there, so you can't come there because that's their parking space. How did you come to acquire this parking space? If it's from City Council, it would have been marked off for you. It would have been marked off for you with yellow lines or whatever it is to show that this is a parking space that has been paid for. So City Council are making any revenue from you, but you take it upon yourself to decide where is your parking space, and you're blocking it off, and your City Council needs to look into a lot of those things. But I honestly don't know sometimes what is going on. People, we can spot the chaos from a distance. Let us do something about it and not allow it to reach a stage where it is out of control. Because once you leave it, it's going to spin out of control. Like everything else, you don't nip it in the bud and then it becomes more powerful than you. This is the real issues. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll continue taking more of your calls and messages.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild, the power to heal, the future of pain relief.
Live streaming has become one of the best ways to connect the funeral of a loved one with friends and family, both local and international. NBC Television will live stream your funerals on television and Facebook at a reasonable rate. With our state-of-the-art equipment, you can be assured that the quality of your funeral will be to your satisfaction. Call our office now and book your obituary and streaming with us. 758-453-7458.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Mr. Bernard Haynes, good afternoon. You're on the air, sir. I don't know why since Friday or when you've been having difficulty getting the studio WhatsApp line. Yes, you're on the air.
I just like the pain of the lady, but you know, when that's a hard thing for her to be going through. And
do you have your phone on speaker or something? Because I'm hearing a lot of echo and reverb and that kind of thing. Yeah, I said I'm hearing your phone like so much echo and reverb and whatever. Are you still with us? Hello? Yeah, Bernard, are you in an area where there's a lot of echo and that kind of thing? Hello? All right, go ahead. Say a bit. Let's try to work with what we got. Hello? Are you there? All right, okay. We seem to have he said he was having difficulty getting the line. But the lines are open for your calls, 724-7325 and 4533-911. So, you know, whatever it is you want to talk about on today's real issues, please let's do so. While we wait for maybe seeing if we can get Bernard Haynes to get back the line, it's something I wanted to have a little chat about, but I'm getting a little message. Apparently United Pack has been going at McLeod Emmanuel again, this time about all kinds of allegations about, I don't know, but I want to give priority to the callers. Hi caller, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Mr. Daniel.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make an observation that the persons who utilize the pedestrian crossings in Castries, they believe that the pedestrian crossing, some of them believe that the pedestrian crossing is the catwalk or the little piece of land. Now, because we do not have lights governing the pedestrian crossing.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, are you there?
Yes?
Yeah, why did the volume just drop? Was that? The technician says something's gone wrong with your phone because your volume has just dropped. I'm not hearing you at all now. Hello?
Hi, I'm there.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
No, I was just making a small observation about the use of the pedestrian crossings generally in Castries.
Yes.
You know, not like the big countries that have a light governing the pedestrian crossing. Now, I find that there's a very little discretion on the part of the pedestrians. Sometimes traffic is held up all up the morning because of the way the pedestrian crossing is utilized.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people just cross at any time without considering how long the cars or the vehicles are waiting.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there needs to be some public information or public education forum where we can have those discussions. And in fact, when some of them use the pedestrian crossing, it's as if it's their little piece of land that they are on.
Yeah.
And they like, oh, they're on a catwalk or that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really give any consideration to the waiting pedestrian. Sometimes when I used to use the crossing, if I realize that there's been a long wait of vehicles, I wait and let them go. And then after they ease, I go. But some pedestrians are very unconscionable. They continue to cross throughout busy periods especially, and the traffic builds up for very far. So maybe somebody can talk about that, or maybe it's time they put up lights to govern the use of the pedestrian crossing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. A lot of people, when they use a pedestrian crossing, they have a completely wrong concept. It's like a place to show your power, you know, to show attitude. So you're crossing and, you know, you don't... Many people do not use the pedestrian crossing properly. You're supposed to come and position yourself facing the pedestrian crossing. In other words, in a parallel kind of position, perpendicular to the traffic, so that the moment a driver sees you standing there at the end, at the edge of the pedestrian crossing, looking across it, they're supposed to know that you wish to cross and to stop for you. But you do not start crossing in a diagonal way that is really not where the pedestrian... You start at a point where the pedestrian crossing, not even the line, the border line of the pedestrian crossing is there, and you're walking sometimes from behind the driver, walking across so that you end up on the pedestrian crossing and he never saw you until you actually reach there. You know, do you know what it's like when you've already put your foot on your accelerator to... Even sometimes you'll still knock the person. The vehicle stop is not instantaneous. We have a call on the line. Good afternoon. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
I am fair to partly cloudy. What about you?
I'm doing okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. You're looking really pensive this afternoon.
Man, I'm okay, man. I'm good.
You cool and thing?
Nothing wrong, man. Just looking at how West Indies gone home, in their own yard, in the country where the headquarters of West Indies cricket is, West Indies Cricket Board and all of that, and getting South Africa that will lick down 3-0, in a bilateral T20 series and so on, and then South Africa coming and eliminating us from a competition in our own yard, This don't sound good at all to me,
Well, I guess it's a bit of tit for tat. But hear that now. Yeah. I used to be a cricket fan. You know what I'm saying?
You're not anymore?
No, not as passionately as I used to be.
Calibre deserter, sir.
That's what they do. I put your first time, yeah? All cricket life drained out of me.
Okay.
I view cricket.
Okay.
When there's excitement, especially when cricket is being played in St. Lucia, the national word, that kind of thing. So outside of that, now me are done with it.
But Sam is our head coach now, so they've re-exalted and re-elevated him, and so you should say, okay.
Well, I need a rebaptism.
Okay, well, you'll get it soon. What else is on your mind?
So, Shelton, it hurts me, right, as an adult. I can't stand pain as an adult. I cannot watch people in pain as an adult. Not even adults can I stand to look at in pain. And to hear a child going through that kind of pain, Shelton.
Yeah.
Okay? How can you communicate effectively what that child is going through and tell that child how to feel comforted? I don't know the details of the incident, possibly through no fault of hers, that she's now in pain and have to go through that kind of pain. Shelton, they're pricking me for a needle, Shelton. I just seen the needle approaching and my body hurting me already. I'm petrified of needles.
Okay.
So a little child going through that kind of pain. Now, this other thing about the way we pedestrians use that pedestrian crossing. Grandma. As soon as we reach there, you have to cross, man.
Yes.
We need to stop that. We need a re-education, a reintroduction to the use of pedestrian crossings. Sometimes you're full of load and you're walking in a hurry to reach somewhere, and then you say, you're close to the pedestrian crossing and you're going to rush, and no, you gotta cool out, calm down, take a deep breath, slow down, stop, wait. If they have 2-3 vehicles, let them pass, take your time for the vehicle. But when you get on that pedestrian crossing, you need to cross briskly.
True.
Because the road is not yours. You're paying no license to use the road. The vehicles and the drivers are, not you.
Another place where pedestrians can halt a line of traffic indefinitely, and they do it on Bridge Street, the pedestrian crossing that moves from the Barclays, it's First Caribbean, across the Blue Coral. As you let somebody pass, and just as soon as you see a gap for you to get there, and a line of traffic is backed up behind you in two directions, from the boulevard turning up and coming down from the Jeremy Street junction. So you have these two lines of traffic, and you just stuck there because people are coming at intervals where just when one passes, another one is coming, and then they just come and they just step onto it, and they hold you there, and nothing you can do,
With no thought at all, because they seem to have the right of way. That's what they think.
That is why I say some pedestrian flow management thing. I believe they call them turnstiles or something like that, or whatever it is, that will kind of control the movement of people without putting light, red man, green man, whatever. There's not a traffic light place. but some kind of, I forgot, is it a turnstile, that's the name or something like that, for people to move in a manner that is controlled, that allows a balance between giving way to pedestrians and allowing them to pass, yielding to them, but at the same time recognizing that people, whether mischievously, mindlessly, or whatever, can just freeze a whole line of traffic for a long time and across a long distance backup, and it's not necessary.
Now is one pedestrian crossing.
Yeah.
They less imagine that I would burn at you alley because more powerful cross.
Yeah.
More powerful cross. I'm not made of metal, even though people say I have bumper. I'm not made of metal.
Yeah.
I allow vehicles to go, and when I feel quite relaxed and comfortable, then I ensure that both vehicles, oncoming vehicles, see me, and then I cross briskly. And this is what we have to tell our children. This is how we have to teach them. And for years, I've had that issue. We need to teach people and children the right way to cross the road. I mean, sometimes you can take a chance there. I often don't take a chance away from a pedestrian crossing. But again, it also calls for the discretion of a driver. Discretion of drivers sometimes. You know, but we cannot simply just label it. Let me tell you, I don't care what the issue was there. You see that motorcycle, that hurting me still. But we have to start to take responsibility for crossing the road.
True.
Okay? And the other thing, that's a Shelton. You didn't tell your partner that yesterday was semi-finals. You didn't tell him that.
Which partner?
The other one, the one at CIT.
Oh, the one who said we're not ready?
Yeah, you didn't tell him yesterday was semi-finals and the half of St. Lucia that's not at finals would be feeling semi-finals.
As a matter of fact, the rain played a big part in the outcome of that thing, and I have a feeling, I'm not dissing Antigua, but my goodness, I say if they had held that thing in St. Lucia and kept it here, given that the weather has allowed us a good smooth sailing, maybe with 3 more overs available to West Indies, the outcome of that game would have been completely different. But Antigua has been having a lot of rain recently, heavy rain and all of that. So it was not surprising, even though North Sound is an area that generally, where the Sir Vivian Richards cricket ground is, it generally is, very friendly, just like our own Bosejo, weather-wise and so on. But I have a feeling that this rain, it really, really, really did us in terms of the time we would have left to attack South Africa and so on across a longer period. But anyway, it is what it is. However, you see that friend and what he's saying about, do you see any visitors?
So I was saying.
Yeah. Do you see any tourists in St. Lucia? Yeah.
The man should have known we had Calypso semi-finals, and then there was cricket. The other half that were not there were in between watching on TV and this and that or whatever. Nobody have time.
So you're saying very few people may have paid any attention to that address, to that address to the nation.
Minister, leader of the opposition, 24 people on your live guard.
Yeah. Because people must get to see through you, when every time like that is a corruption, is an allegation, is a secret, is they're lying to you.
But be talking about something so frequently is because you're used to doing it.
Yeah, evil think.
So that's all you see.
Evil think if as evil do it.
Relationship, and all you do is cheat and cheat and cheat and cheat. You'll be untrusting of any other person you get involved in.
And I'm just saying, what is this thing about you need address to the nation to read an open letter to the Prime Minister? It's already open, so you let everybody see it already. But you were in Parliament recently. Why don't I hear you saying that you will pose a question to Prime Minister, to Minister of Investment, whatever, pertaining to questions to ministers? There is something called questions to ministers that you can talk to the speaker and get it put on the order paper. That is one. Now I hear
you are hoping, right?
No, it's not hoping. These are proper channels of getting your work done as leader of the opposition.
That's the point, Shelton. You are hoping that in the 5 years of governance that he had learned that sufficiently for him to be able to practice it.
Yeah.
You hoping that he learned that? Okay. Is there any corruption in learning the processes of Parliament? No, there's not.
No, there isn't.
Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. The other thing too, I heard now he's thinking of going to move to the court and all of that to get whatever to force the government to do this and to that. But that's what you should have done since the time. Try to pursue the matter in Parliament. If they do not, give you the cooperation that you're seeking, then you can seek some court order or court injunction or something and do it. Right now. But the mere fact that he's talking about taking the matter to court now is because he realized the Martinez thing ain't going nowhere. I'll talk more about that Martinez thing later this week, But Alan Shastney realizes that this Martinez thing is going nowhere. And all you can say about he doesn't know Martinez, he's never spoken to him, then he's spoken to him by phone and so on. Alan Shastney and the UWP have staked too much on that Martinez complaint, which is not yet a lawsuit, it's a complaint. There are stages, and I'm going through the stages in a U.S. court, especially a RICO lawsuit. What are the stages you go through with lodging your complaint? The defendant, how you must serve the defendant with your complaint. And there's a process called discovery that you have to go through. I'll go through all of that with you later this week. By the way, I'll be co-hosting Can I Help You with Albert Fridges, hopefully if he's available, because Honorable Richard Frederick will not be here, on the program this week and next week. I think he's due for an official overseas, visit and so on. So maybe on Can I Help You with Richard Frederick? At some point during the week, we're going to go and dissect this whole process of the RICO thing and what it is like in a U.S. court to file a civil suit, what you need to do, etc., which is what they're saying. For the United Workers' Party to have taken as if any kind of legitimate calling out of the government here is based upon a threat of a lawsuit by a foreigner with a very colored history of having gone to jail, a fraudster and all of that. It's like what Martinez says, a scandal. A scandal says who? Because Martinez is alleging certain things and he tacks on the name of St. Lucia, it becomes a scandal and we're in deep trouble and our visa is in danger. What kind of colonial yard foul thinking is that? Somebody goes and they make certain allegations and then we must jump and we must act and we must be in fear and we must be trembling, we must be quaking at the knees, all of that because of that. This is the whole same thing what people are saying, the whole white man kind of mentality. That the only opposition is the opposition of trying to see if you can rile and incite America against us, to run to America, to bring complaints, to shy power on us to America, to see if America will sanction us, to see if America... It's like you have become the spokesman for America. Have you heard America say or announce anything that they have a problem with St. Lucia? With the jurisdiction of St. Lucia, or even St. Kitts and Nevis for that matter? Why is it that it is a fella who imagines himself to be an American, who wants to be an American, who believes that his success in politics is to put his nose between the crack of Republicans, Donald Trump especially, that this guy is acting like he is the one who talks for America? Everything about the guy, America will not be pleased, America is annoyed, and our visa arrangement, like our entire existence and even the substance of our independence depends on how much we can kiss America's butt. Not even America is saying that. Is Alan Shastney pushing that line all the time? A man who says he's St. Lucian and wants to lead St. Lucia, but all his reasoning is based upon, America will give us a slap in the butt, because we misbehaving. And that's all you can offer us. That's too colonial. No one can come and talk that nonsense about colonialism out of conscience. Because you are more colonialist than the colonizers and so on. That is your entire thinking, So anytime there's a little thing to run to America and try to tell them, these guys are misbehaving down there, you need to do something to them. Martinez has to be an extension of you. But this is going nowhere. I'll deal with that at greater length. We have a call on the line, do we? I call
Sheldon, bonjour.
Hey, bonjour. Hey, bonjour. Comment are you?
Okay. Sheldon, I was so vexed when I heard that tape, whatever it is, played this morning.
The what?
Whatever it is about Alan Shastney asking the government to stop the project, stop the housing, stop this, that. You didn't hear this morning? I
heard it before. Alan Shastney want to lecture Philip J. Pierre and Ernest Hilaire and all of that,
Look at that. You want the progress of St. Lucia to stop. St. Lucia says, wake up and talk that nonsense. Stop the housing, stop. So, Sakabwile, well, I want the government to push this all the work. I don't comment on these things. Huh? They were really flashy. Stop St. Jude. Stop this for your sake.
Yeah.
And the whole St. Lucia must stop because of you.
No, because all right.
Stop our progress for your sake. What's wrong with you, this man? Shame. Bye-bye, Shelton.
Thank you very much. Of course he wants it to stop because the accomplishments of this government under Philip J. Pierre spells the death knell of Alan Chasney politically. He knows that. It spells the death knell. So he is just trying to create... Let's cap calls for now because I want to go out on time. The problem with Alan Chasney, and now I realize why he was described as suffering from a disease called diabetes. Because what Alan Chasney is trying to do is to desensitize St. Lucians to the extent that they become indifferent, that they are no longer outraged by his lies because he spews them out in such quantity, with such regularity, and with such non-stop. So, you tell yourself over time, if it was a lie, would he be saying it? So you become desensitized. You don't feel the sense of outrage. And that is why I say the diabetes, because the way a doctor explained it to me, once we were having a long conversation about diabetes and more than one doctor I've interviewed on it and do my own reading, is that a lot of diabetes is caused by the cells that absorb sugar in the tissues of the body. They develop something called insulin resistance. Now, insulin is the chemical in the body, a hormone really, that is responsible for moving sugar out of the bloodstream where you eat it and into the cells and tissues of the body. But if you are having too much of a seesaw, high sugar, then the insulin comes out in big quantity to knock it down. Over time, the insulin does two things, either both or one. The insulin gets exhausted, it gets worn out. The pancreas, which is, gets worn out from too much of this having to, because the kind of diet and whatever you have requires massive secretions of it. That's one. And the second thing is that the tissues where the insulin is shuttling the sugar out of the bloodstream to them, these tissues develop what is called insulin resistance. They have been bombarded with insulin so much that over time they do not respond to the insulin. So because of that, the sugar that is supposed to go to the tissues to give you energy and to give you a sense of contentment, what they call satiety, to feel that you're not hungry, that you eat enough and so on. Those tissues are being starved of sugar, while at the same time too much sugar is lingering in the blood. And what is happening is that the tissues have become desensitized where insulin is concerned. Insulin resistance, insulin sensitive. And I said, isn't that exactly what the diabetes master is doing to us? He causes us to become lie resistant, lie insensitive, because he's bombarding us with so much of it that over time we become blasé and we're indifferent and we don't care about it. So the lies will be working on us, but we are not going to be alert to the rebuttals and the refutations and the debunking. And that is what this man is on a social assault against us, trying to lull us into a passivity to the deception that is unleashing. Do you know a lot of tell me when the lotto is coming, Jaquan? Do you know a lot of the drug addiction, it is said, is caused by that kind of insensitivity, in the brain, where the brain cells become insensitive to what are called neurotransmitters. Because when you use drugs and mind-altering substances and addictive things, they cause a rush of those neurotransmitters. But anyway, we'll talk more about that and so on. The time is rich and I'm not asking for extra time today. Real issues, bye for now.
Of Monday, 24th June 2024 will Double Daily Grand 10, 13, 14, 19. Big 4, 2, 0, 3, 5. The Big 4 multi-explode run is 2x. Big 2, 8, 3. The Big 2 multi-explode run is FP. 1 off, 6, 4, 2. Lucky 3, 5, 7, 1. The Lucky 3 multi-explode run is 2x.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues.